We are hanging out with Lacey from Feathering My Nest today. What are we making today? Because this looks fun.
Yeah, we're gonna make a fall foliage table centerpiece.
Yes.
You can change it around into multiple things, but the main thing that we're gonna make to go on our centerpiece are these really cute moss ball planters. So it's a live plant, there's soil inside, wrapped in moss.
And we were saying also that you could double this if you want to carry it over into the holiday season.
Yeah.
From the fall season, you can turn it into
Christmas centerpiece. Yeah, you can add Christmas balls and you can even add LED lights.
Versatile.
Very
so what are the main items that we're working with today?
The main things that we need, a bowl of soil.
Yeah.
We need some water. We need some sheet moss, little plants, and that'll get us our moss balls. And
so
some
where, if someone wants to pick up the stuff, where can you get like the moss and such?
This moss and these sweet little plants all came from Plant in Inglewood.
Oh, cute.
Sweetest little store.
And literally this looks like you just design it yourself, stock it up with as much as you want,
Yeah.
as many candles as you want.
Totally.
Okay, so what is the first step?
Okay, the first step is a little messy. So we papered our surface.
Yeah.
We want to add, I'm just using a general purpose soil.
Okay, which you can pretty much get anywhere, right?
Yeah, and then we add some water.
It's gooey.
It is, yeah. So once we make a ball, squeeze out all the extra water.
And that's key too, because you don't want to get the moss to get all wet, right?
Not too wet.
Okay.
So once we make a ball, we need to make a little hole for the plant. Sometimes it will crumble, but that's okay because we can just form it back. See?
Oh, that's easy.
Kind of crumbles a little. Yeah, just using my thumb and holding it to shape. We're going to squish it back together.
Okay.
Then we use our little plant.
And what kind of plant is this? They're all indoor, obviously.
Yeah,
right?
they're indoor. I've got a little ivy, a little fern, and succulents. This is great for tiny little succulents. So I just want to shake off all the extra soil because we're planting it in a big moss ball.
Oh, one almost fell there.
Here we go. We got him. Squeeze them together. He really wants to go. We're gonna plant him in the ball.
Notice how I'm letting you get dirty.
Yeah, no, this is great. This is great. That's okay.
Somehow I feel like mine would just completely crumble.
The first one, like anything new, the first one is always...
Well, it's an experiment of sorts.
It is always, the first one's always an experiment. Don't be afraid if it crumbles. You can add more water. You can squeeze out the extra water.
Mud, get
it's
dirty.
Mud, yeah. There's nothing to be afraid of. It's all for fun. And same thing.
Does the moss come in pre-cut pieces like this? Or
No,
did
it
you
comes in sheets, and I
Okay.
just pulled the sheets apart.
So we squeeze the ball.
We squeezed the ball. We planted our little plants
The little
in.
mini plants.
And then we want to, you can kind of just hold it in your palm, the whole thing, and then start to bring the moss up around. You'll see that there's probably a lot of extra moss. You can just tear that away.
Really?
Yeah, literally, like it will just gently tear away.
Just tearing up the moss. Oh, I think I took too much off.
That's okay, we can twine some back on if we need to. So we sort of just want to make a ball and then pull off any of the bits that are too overlapping and going to be like weirdly bulky.
Yeah. I have a lot of that going on.
Yeah, these were big pieces of moss.
And I'm noticing my ball is starting to crumble, but that doesn't matter,
okay.
right?
Yeah, just give it a squeeze inside the moss. Bring it back into its little shape. Form it back together. So these are based on a Japanese, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it right, kokedama.
Okay.
Which means moss ball.
Moss ball?
That's okay.
So I'm scared to let it go, but
No,
we
that's
can let
okay.
it go,
We
right?
can let it go.
Okay.
And then we want to take a piece of twine. So I've seen versions of these that are really big, like bigger than these, and they hang in front of windows.
That's
so it's like a hanging garden.
And you're literally just tying it at the bottom?
So we want to make sure that moss stays secure. So we're going to tie.
Just kind of looping it, right?
Yeah, and I just make one knot at the bottom just to
Oh, I flipped it over.
hold it together at first. So yeah, and then you can go.
Can you keep going, or is there a point where you're like?
Well, when you feel good about it, when you like the look, but you can tie it around the side. You don't have to go top to bottom. You can go horizontally.
That's good.
Feel good about that?
What do you think?
Yeah, and then nice. And then we cut off. Let's see if I got some extras. Cut off any little extra strings, and then one thing, and it's completely personal preference, but I like to trim away some of the craziness. Yeah, just a little tidier.
It's like mowing the lawn.
So I give it a little trim all over, and then there we have. We've got moss balls.
That was very fun. That was easy.
Right.
Mud, moss, and a baby little plant.
Yeah.
And then from there.
Then let's move some of this
This
out
is
the
where
way.
you can get fancy, right?
Yeah, this is so. you can find vintage silver trays or stainless steel trays at all kinds of secondhand stores. Like we mentioned, little crates. Candles, I found a beautiful set of 5 candles at IKEA.
Yeah.
They have a ton of different colors. Pine cones, greenery, twigs from your garden.
All free.
All free. All
It's
free
in
things.
your backyard, folks.
Yeah. So we can, and this is the thing, it's
This
all
where
up
it
to
comes
you.
in, yeah, like
Yeah,
you're
it's
saying.
all up to you, and you can put it together and take it apart and put it together again.
And you can even switch up the candles. You can put some Christmassy ones in here, some
You can,
glittery ones.
you could even add Christmas balls.
Yeah. Oh.
You could, if you have kids or clumsy cats, you could use LED candles, so there's no fire
there's no
risk.
fire, yes.
Yeah, and then we just kind of place
Add them
our
as you
little.
will. I left the
little-
strings
oh.
on mine, but just ignore the strings.
We'll trim them away. There we go. We can place them in there. Add
As much
little
as
green.
you want. literally,
Really,
to
yeah.
the
You
tray.
can stock it full. Pine cones. Really nice and fall. And then, ta-da! Ta-da! It's that simple. It's basically making a thing and assembling.
That was a lot of fun. If people want to follow our steps, of course.
Yes, on the blog, featheringmynest.ca. We'll teach you how to make these moss balls, and I'll even show how to make this crate.
That's
how I
fun.
trim this tree.
And even this is very
And
cool.
how we made these
it's a
little
mason
jars.
jar with LED lights, and is it just like
A tool.
fabric inside?
Yeah, and so if you wanted, you could literally swap out the candles for the mason
With your
jar.
mason jar. Ta-da!
Right? So the possibilities are endless.
Thank you. That was
Thank
fun.
you. Good job.